Okay, great. So as I said, I'm Trina. I'm a lawyer in real life and a fitness instructor in my happy place life. And we're going to be doing Vinyasa yoga today. Our focus is going to be on a side series. So we're going to be really working the side of the body. We start every class with just a standard Vinyasa to get warm and to get ourselves a little more limber. And then we'll go into our variations to work that side body. So we're going to start. I'm going to be in the middle of my mat. You might want to be at the front of your mat. I'm trying to stay in the frame of the camera, mostly so you can see me. You can have your feet hip distance apart. Some people like to have their toes touch. I have kind of wide hip bones, so I find that hip distance is more comfortable for me. And we're going to inhale our arms up. And exhale, swan dive, fold. Exhale. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive up. And we'll just do that prep move 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands up, palms to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale to heart center. Take a breath here. We're going to move now into our full vinyasa. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Plant your palms on the mat. Step your feet back. If you're not quite ready for full plank right now, you can come down to your knees. We're going to hold this for a breath. And we're going to come into our chaturanga, hugging those elbows against the rib cage. Slowly lower yourself to the mat. You can also drop your knees for this. Slowly lower yourself down to hover over the mat. And roll forward. You can come into your full up dog, or you can stick with a cobra for now while you're still warming up. Hold for a breath. And push back into down dog. I'm guessing a lot of our hamstrings are tight. Mine are, so we'll hold this down dog for 3 breaths. Lifting up through your shoulders, push your head to drop it as far as you can between your arms, thinking about pushing those glutes up and behind you in a diagonal position. Now we're going to lift up the right leg, step it forward to step in between our palms, turn that left foot behind you flat onto the mat, pushing the outside of that foot into the mat, rising up into our warrior one. Thinking about having your hips facing forward, knee tracking right over those toes. Hands up in the air, but shoulders relaxed. You don't want your shoulders up by your ears. We'll hold this for 3 breaths. Bringing your palms to heart center. We're going to open up into warrior 2. Important thing here, make sure that you can see your big toe on the inside of your knee. You don't want that front knee collapsing. We're going to have our gaze over our front palms, shoulders parallel to the wall as we inhale and then exhale, try to float down on the exhale. Pressing the outside of that back foot into the mat, lifting up the arch of that back foot. And now flip that palm over, reaching up and over, setting your fingertips either above or below your knee. Reverse your warrior for 3 breaths. And finally, coming into our extended side angle pose, tuck your elbow on the inside of that thigh, other arm up and over, looking underneath that leg. Again, on your exhale, trying to float down a little closer to the mat. And now bring those palms down to the mat. Step that other foot back. Coming into our plank again. We're going to exhale through chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. And hold here. You can rest here in down dog, or you can come down to child's pose. And just give it another rest for 3 more breaths. Okay, coming back to your down dog. If you were in child's pose, we're going to lift that left leg into the air and do the whole series on the left. Plant that foot between those palms. Turn the right foot back so it's flat on the mat, pressing the outside of the foot. Coming first into our warrior one. Hips facing forward, shoulders facing forward, shoulders relaxed. 3 breaths, floating down on the exhale. Palms to heart center. Now we're going to open up into that warrior two, checking the position of that knee, not letting it collapse in. Gaze over the fingertips, shoulders parallel, pushing the back shoulder back, more than thinking about that more than thinking of pushing the front shoulder forward. Floating down on our exhales. Open that palm, reaching back to reverse your warrior. Thinking of taking that rib cage up and over. Holding here. Gaze up at your arm. And finally coming to our extended side angle pose, hooking that elbow inside, looking up under the arm, floating down on the exhale. And bringing those palms to the mat. Take that toe behind, coming to our plank. Inhale strong, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Relax into this pose. Let's pedal our feet a little to get a nice calf stretch. And let's all come to the mat for a little child's pose. Toes together, knees apart, keeping those palms on the mat. Strong arms, strong hands, fingers spread, forehead to the mat. And just take a breath here. Just let your heart rate slow before we come to our next round of vinyasa, which will go a little faster. Pushing back to hands and knees. We're going to come to standing. Fold and reverse swan dive. Palms to heart center. Bring your palms to face forward. We're going to just stand here in Utkatasana for a second in our mountain pose. So roll your shoulders back. Keeping your palms forward helps you. It's a cue to help you keep your shoulder blades way down in your back pockets. Chin level, gaze ahead or eyes closed. And let's just take a couple breaths here in mountain as we feel ourselves engaged with the floor and thinking about our intention for our practice today. All right, roll your head a couple times one direction. I find I'm much better at getting the tension out after I've already done a little bit. Roll the other direction. A little bit of yoga to warm myself up and get myself in the space. Oh, nice. I don't know if you could hear those crackles going on. All right, let's return to our vinyasa. This time we're going to do everything on a one breath cycle. So with yoga, we do our ujjayi breathing. It's a whisper breath. You should hear it whispering in and whispering out, trying to get a full expansion of your lungs and slow down your breathing. So inhale, exhale, fold down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step or jump back to your plank, one breath. Inhale, and on that exhale, coming down chaturanga. And push up into your up dog or cobra, one breath, really rolling those shoulders back, shoulder blades down the back, shoulders away from the ears. And pushing back to down dog for a breath. Inhale, right leg in the air, step it up to warrior one for one breath. And open to warrior two for one breath. Flip that front palm, reverse your warrior. And now extended side angle. Palms to the mat, step back to your plank for a breath. Inhale again, exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, one breath in up dog. And exhale, down dog. Left leg up, step to warrior one. Warrior two. Reverse your warrior. And extended side angle. Palms down, plank. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Step or jump your feet to your hands. Flat back. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. Palms to heart center. Two more rounds of vinyasa, this time even faster. We're going to move on the inhale and the exhale instead of holding for a full breath. Inhale up, exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank. Inhale and then exhale, chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Inhale that leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale to plank. And exhale to chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. Inhale the other leg in the air. Exhale to warrior one. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale here. I think I've gotten off track, but let's exhale here into our extended side angle. Inhale to plank. Exhale down. Inhale up dog. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, right leg up. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale to warrior one. Warrior two. Inhale, exhale. Reverse your warrior. Here we go to our extended side angle. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's hold here for 3 breaths. And now drop your knees to the mat. Bring your toes together. Spread your knees. We'll come back to child's pose for a couple of breaths before we move on to our side series. And pushing back. We're going to come back to our down dog. So plant those palms, fingers wide, pressing your fingers all the way to the tips into the mat. Pushing back into your down dog, dropping your head as far as you can between your arms, glutes up and behind you in a diagonal line. Bring that left foot closer to the center of your body. We're going to open the right leg into the air, and then we're going to flip at hip open. So trying to keep your shoulders facing the wall behind you and opening up only at the hip to get this leg up in the air, starting to open up the side of the body, open up the hip, working on the side series. 2 more breaths. And we are going next to bring that leg down. We're going to drop the right knee and we're going to bring that, drop the left knee, bring that right leg through, and we're going to just reach for the stretch. Stretching the back of the leg, kind of countering that open hip with a little bit of a closed hip. Okay, palms back on the mat, back to our down dog. This time we're gonna walk the right foot toward the center of the body, lift that left leg behind you, and now open the hip here. Really pushing that heel up and away, looking at your heel underneath the armpit of your arm there, lifting the knee high up in the air to really get that strong rotation going, keeping the shoulders level. And now dropping the right knee, bring the left leg through for this stretch here. Reaching for those toes or the calf, whatever's comfortable for you. Palms to the mat. Our next move for our side is going to be our side plank. So if you are comfortable, let's start with just demonstrating the full expression of this pose. But there are so many alternatives. So if you feel like your hand is unstable, you can come down to your elbow. Level 1 is 2 knees. Level 2, 1 knee, 1 foot. Level 3, you can have the top foot in front, the bottom foot in back. All of these variations can also be done on your hand. So let's start getting in position. Your other arm is up in the sky. This arm is not just hanging here, it's really lifting up, up, up. Your gaze is up toward your hand. You've got these feet strong. You can stack your feet. If you feel comfortable, you can work to open up that top leg. And we'll hold here for 2 more breaths. And bringing that palm back to the mat, back to our plank position, back to down dog. We're going to lift that right leg up in the air for another 3-legged dog hip opener. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna switch sides, which you do not need to do. I wanna make sure that you can see what I have going on here. We're gonna come back into that plank. So again, elbows double knee, elbows 1 foot, elbows both feet, all those variations on the hand. Strong arm up into the air. You can work on opening up that top leg if you really want to build your strength. Frankly, I've got some pandemic strength going on, so I think I'll have both feet on the mat today. Really looking up at that top hand, strong top hand, reaching for the sky. 2 more breaths. And coming back to down dog. This time you'll have your left leg in the air for that 3-legged dog hip opener. And let's go through that series one more time. Starting with our side plank, 3 breaths. Coming to the down dog, right leg in the air this time. Opening that hip. Now rolling to the plank on the other side. 3 breaths. And back to down dog. Left leg, hip opener. Down dog. Drop your knees, toes together, child's pose. Nice. We're going to return to standing to do a couple of standing poses. So you can be in your down dog here. Step or jump your feet to meet your hands, flat back, fold, rise up, palms to heart center. Tadasana, mountain pose. Roll those shoulders back. I'm gonna just close my eyes for a minute. Nice. Okay, what we're going to work on now is a standing crescent moon pose and an Utkatasana chair pose with a twist. So the standing crescent moon, I really should have gotten yoga block here. We are going to work, so you can start with your one hand on your hip. The goal is to drop the other hand to your leg or the mat, bringing that leg up in the air and holding this pose. I'm gonna drop to the mat, to the floor. The goal is to have these shoulders parallel. I'm obviously not perfect here. Trying to hold this pose with strength, keeping that leg up in the air. And returning to standing. Let's try that on the other side. Plant your foot. I'm gonna start with my hand on my hip, dropping this hand to the mat, bringing the other leg into the air, hand in the air, gaze up at the fingertips, holding here. And rising back up, nice. For our chair pose, toes together, knees together, squeezing those thighs together. Roll your shoulders back and then lift your arms above you, continuing to squeeze your thighs. And particularly as we go into our twist, really trying to keep your knees even, not letting one side of your body become dominant in this. Bring our palms to heart center. We're going to twist to one side, trying to keep your palms at heart center. To me, that's more important than the degree of twist you get. You can hook your elbow on the outside of your thigh, looking over your shoulder up into the air, really focusing on keeping those palms at heart center. Knees squeezed, thighs squeezed, glutes dropping down behind you, knees above the ankles. You don't want your knees pushing forward over those toes. And now you can open up your hands to get an even greater degree of twist, using that strength of that top hand to open, open, open. That bottom hand giving you a nice twist on the outside of your thigh. And palms back to heart center, not rising from your chair. Bring your hands back up. And now you can rise out of your chair. before we move on to the other side. Okay, palms at heart center, reset your feet, reset your knees, reset your thighs. Pushing back into the chair, squeezing the thighs. Keeping these hands, let's spend a second here with our hands up here before we do the twist to the other side. Gaze up at the sky. And now palms to heart center, twist to the other side. Palms at heart center, hooking the elbow on the outside of the knee. Gaze up to the sky. And now opening those hands to really feel that twist. I'm going to reset my knees here because one was creeping ahead of the other. Gaze up toward that top fingertips. And palms back to heart center. Staying seated in that chair for 3 more breaths. Make sure your thighs are talking to you. And rise up. Nice. Roll those shoulders back. Coming towards Tadasana to reset. Opening out the hips a little. Dropping the shoulder blades down into the back pockets. Chin level with the floor. And take a few breaths here. Okay, we're going to come into that chair pose series. Again, this time we'll be a little more dynamic with our movements. Moving from side to side. Reset those toes, knees, and thighs. Inhale. And as you exhale, sit back into that chair. Palms to heart center. Inhale, exhale, twist. Inhale, open those arms. Palms back to heart center. Inhale, exhale, arms above you. Staying in your chair, bring your palms back to heart center. Inhale and exhale to the other side. Inhale, exhale, those arms open. Heart center, inhale, exhale, those arms out. Big inhale and an exhale, rise. Same thing, one more time. Inhale, exhale. Heart center, inhale, exhale, twist. Open your arms. And palms to heart center. Open up those arms, raise those arms. Heart center, exhale, twist. Open up those arms. Heart center. Inhale, exhale, last chair pose here, 3 breaths. And rise. Nice job, you guys. That's a challenging series. Okay, we're going to come into our crescent lunge twist. So for our crescent lunge, one foot straight ahead of you. Back foot also straight ahead. You want them about hip distance apart. You're not trying to stand on a balance beam here. We're going to bend that front knee, pushing the back heel back to try to keep this back knee straight, coming into this nice crescent lunge here. And as with our warriors on our exhales, we're just trying to float down a little deeper into the pose. And as we did with our Utkatasana, we're going to do a twist. So you're going to twist toward that front leg. So the opposite arm is going to hook on the outside of that thigh. So we're going to twist. If you're having a hard time keeping your balance here, feel free to drop onto that knee. We want to get our good twist here. That is more important to me than being on the back toe. And dropping that palm to the inside of the foot. This gives you a nice stability here. You got 3 points of contact with the floor, so you can really focus on the twist. And bringing your palms, both of them, to the inside of that foot. We're going to do a little bit of a lizard here. So you can drop the back knee or you can stay on the back toe. And walking that foot out to the edge of the mat. You can have your palms flat if it is available to you. You can bring your elbows to the mat. I don't have that flexibility, but I think a lot of people do. Really feel this nice stretch on the hip and on the hip flexor of the leg that's behind you. This is a great one. And if your toe is not already on the mat, let's do that. Lift up that back knee, step into a plank, holding this plank here for a second. And now we'll step the right foot or the opposite foot that was in front last time to the front so that we're back in our crescent lunge on the opposite side. Starting with our arms up, just feeling this position, pushing the back heel behind you to try to straighten that back leg, floating down on an exhale. Nice. Palms to heart center, taking that twist. Gaze up to the sky, dropping the knee if you need to for balance, absolutely. And now dropping that palm to the inside of the foot, opening up the leg, increasing that stretch even more with this nice stable 3-point position. Gaze up to the sky, up at those fingertips. And plant the palms inside the foot, walk the foot out to the edge of the mat, drop the back knee or no, your choice. Nice. Feel this good lizard stretch on the hip and the hip flexor. Trying to relax into this stretch, and I'm saying that for my benefit, not yours. All right, coming back to our strength, tuck that back toe under, step back into the plank. We're gonna come through our Vinyasa here, so come through Chaturanga, up dog, down dog, up breath. I wanna make sure we save room for our last pose, which is probably my favorite yoga pose. Bring your feet up to your hands, flat back, fold. Let's hold this fold with our fingers in a yoga toe hold on those big toes. So you got your pincher formed here. And as you exhale, try to drop the head deeply down. You can shake yes for all of the work that you are putting in right now, for your breathing, for your relaxation, for your stretching. Shake no to all of those work thoughts that want to intrude. Your email will be waiting for you when you're done. And hold here. And now slowly, slowly roll up. Slowly, slowly. Head last. Roll the shoulders back. Palms forward. Reset. Our last pose will be triangle. So we're going to have one foot pointed toward the front of the room. Your back foot is pointed toward a wall. So they're at a 90-degree angle to one another. Arms out. Let me step back a little. There we go. And reaching over, 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 over until you can't get any farther. We're gonna open that palm and reach over. Both legs are straight. That top leg, that top hand is strong. It's reaching up to the sky. The bottom hand can be on the inside. You can be holding your ankle. You can drop it to the mat, whatever works best for you. Really focusing on those shoulders being parallel to the wall. So using the butt, pushing the bottom shoulder forward, and that will automatically open up the top shoulder toward the back of the room. 3 more breaths. And using that top arm to lift your body back up. Arms strong, just switch the position of your feet and we'll do the other side. So over, 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 over as far as you can before you drop down. Oh, that feels so good. My sacroiliac joints are really tight and this is kind of the only stretch that really gets into them. Pushing that bottom shoulder forward to open up the top shoulder even more. Gaze up at those top fingertips, strong top hand. It's not just hanging there, it's giving an oppositional force. 3 breaths. And using that top hand to pull you up. Turn your toes in. Just a little forward fold here. You can drop your palms to the mat. Feel the nice stretch on the back of your thighs. And keeping your head down, we don't want to mess with our orthostatic pressure. We're just going to come down to lay on the mat. We'll just take a little side stretch here. Drop your knees to one side. You can use your hands to keep them there. Other arm open if you have room. Looking over your fingertips on that side. So think not only about your fingertips, think about your shoulder on this side. You want your shoulder to be on the floor. That will really open up the chest. Gives you this nice twist through the body. One last little bit of side work before we go into our Savasana. I'm afraid it will be a short Savasana, but you can always return to it once we finish class. And switch to the other side. Concentrate on keeping both shoulders on the mat, particularly the shoulder of that outstretched hand, which might want to lift up to meet the hips. So we're working on the twist here. Feeling that nice stretch. And when you're ready, unfold your body, outstretch your legs. Let those legs open wide at a comfortable distance for you. Feet flop open, palms up. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you to open up your chest. Drop your shoulders down away from your ears. Close your eyes and let your heart rate and your breathing slow as we enter our Savasana. And when you're ready, keeping your eyes closed, roll to one side, using your arm as a pillow, come into a fetal position, knees bent and in front of you, other arm just along the top of your body. For another couple of breaths of relaxation. And keeping your eyes closed, push up into a seated position. You can have your palms down for grounding, or you can have your palms up for inspiration and energy. A couple of breaths here. Bring your palms together at heart center. Take a deep breath, feel the oxygen flowing all the way through your lungs, the sides of your rib cage expanding, your belly expanding. And inhale your palms to your center of your forehead, to your third eye, the center of your intuition. As you breathe in, remember to trust yourself, trust your body, trust your instincts. And if you'd like, you can join me in bowing forward. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. And I hope to see you again.